Hello, 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 hello. We're late. We're always a little late. We're basically a white rabbit of sorts. I'm gonna start the music. And let's just get this thing going. Let's see if we got any tables. I'm late. Oh yeah, our tables are already started, so that's it. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick a table. Oh, we're not that late. Players haven't even started yet. Nice. Nice. Very excited. I gotta switch off of my Gundam stuff. It's gonna be round one. And oh, that's what I was doing. The last thing I was doing was getting my Digimon card back, and we're live. Okay. Eagle's Nest, Thursday, July 16th. We are ever approaching Gen Con, which I think is exciting for a lot of people. It's exciting. Wish I was going, but it's a different topic altogether. We do got 2 players here. We're at table 2. I don't know how many players tonight. Let me double check that. 10, 12, 14, 16. That's not too bad. Speaking of Gundam, what is the general consensus on the list? Don't play so curious. The list was a banger for the most part. Like, most people would be when I say most people, like, I'm talking like 95% of the community was like, yes, absolutely do this. Thank God. The most complicated part of the ban list, for the record, is the fact that they are they're doing a universal limit on vanilla tutus, vanilla 2-drop tutus, for those that don't know. So imagine, like, I guess I'm gonna try to speak it in Digimon terms, but like, you know how, like, let's say like memory boosts, every color's got a memory boost. Imagine if they limit every deck to 4 memory boosts. You can't have, you can't put in the dual color ones. You can't, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what they basically did with tutus, which are units in that game. People were begging for that. Literally, people were begging for that. So it was like the most, like, customer satisfaction. Like, everybody wanted it. Like, nobody was against it. Like, the people that are against it were playing that deck and are, well, they'll come. So the problem in Gundam for a few sets is, and maybe won't be anymore, aggro. Rookie rush aggro was a huge problem in Gundam. Like, in my opinion, it was really polarizing the game. That is my opinion, and that is the opinion of a lot of people share. And with that said, we have we have a Gal Pals mirror. Lame. I'm not going to change it though. Well, the mirror is actually very interesting. So we'll watch the mirror. But for Gundam, like I said, people were begging for it. The only people that weren't begging for it were players that were like, I like playing Rush. I like my games ending in 5 minutes, and, like, I don't know. Those people weren't real. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I like being able to end my games fast and go home. Like, all right, then you don't like playing the game. It's like the same thing with, like, if you guys remember One Piece, when Nami got hit, 95% of people were like, yes, this is what we've been begging for. And then I have, like, pimples on the side of my forehead, and I hate it. And I'm like, it's gonna distract me all night. I'm gonna be quite honest. People were begging for it, and then there's the 5% of people that were like, oh, Nami's the only deck I liked, and then they banned it. And it's like, you weren't playing One Piece then, or like, so it's like, it just feels like the same thing. So I don't know. The list was always banger. Oh, what would be base is the memory boosting. I was just using that as an example. I don't think Digimon needs anything like that personally, but honestly, I did suggest something similar, right? I was like, you know, pair ban all the zero cost memory options, right? And usually that's a well received take when I make it. So it's something similar to that. The reason I didn't want to make the example is that every zero cost memory option is different. Like they're not the same card by any means, right? Some have different downsides, some have different security effects, like, right, they're not the same card. Whereas these vanilla 2/2s are literally the same card, except sometimes they have like a different trait, right? And traits like in that game don't super matter right now. All right, so we have our bottom player. They came out first with the Shishi, and while the top player here was able to just set up, they got a lucky, not a lucky, but they got a pretty good Shimojin arrival. On the board from the attack of the Shishi, which I don't know. Oh, the Shishi died because of execute, that's why. But now the Searsmon goes in, gets a check. It was a free check. I think it was the Gasamon. We're gonna go into Marine Bull, Digivolve for 3. We're gonna get to tuck something, and now just like establish decode is nice. Especially with Sears underneath or Shell, like both of those are pretty good like trap cards that our opponent would have to play around. But already having the double analog youth set up, it's gonna be kind of good. Like, I'm not a big fan of analog youth in SW, or not. Sorry, this is TB. Galpals, but like once you have 2 on board, it gets really good. I think that's where it shines the most. Except we're not doing it that way. Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess it doesn't. We're making it so it doesn't matter the having the second. But like my point is like you could pass turn by digivolving into your 5 for 3. If you're at 2, I don't know. There's some combos out there. I'm just too dumb right now to mentally explain. We did get the Shishimon underneath, so we're gonna swing, get the end of turn attack for sure. Interesting. What's your opinion on analog for TB? I'm not a fan of it in it. Like, for me, I like that. It just feels like, obviously, like the dream scenario for most people is like you swing, execute, delete yourself. You do the like ancient Garuru thing, or the ancient red hybrid thing, or ancient red hybrid thing, where like you kick back the turn and then hatch an egg, and then you just have an egg again, which is kind of busted for the next turn. But for me, like, you need 2 of them on board to really pull that off. It feels like most of the time. Here it's not gonna matter that way. But like, see, like here, like it matters because we have 2 of them on board. If we like, so like something like that's only good at 2 copies of doesn't feel super great. But obviously, like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, a search 3, trash the rest is really good in TB, right? I don't know. I'd rather fill that slot with like more TB searchers or just like more TB cards. That's just kind of that's just my little take on it. That doesn't mean I'm right. That's just my vibe of it. I mean, we haven't had a Digimon regional for this set, so it's like really like there's no like concrete. We've only had Eagle's Nest, really, right? Like I think we've had Eagle's Nest, and then we have whatever East's latest video did. I haven't watched East in a minute. I think he's, if I'm not wrong, East like ramped up the membership on his videos, so like you have to wait like a whole week now to watch his video or something, or like I feel like that's true, and so and it's not like I'm hating, it's just like his videos don't get recommended to me anymore because of it. So like, okay, well, whatever. It's not like I'm like constantly going out to watch his videos, right? So it's like Eagle's Nest and then like whatever East Japanese or Western or Eastern meta videos say. Oh yeah, there is the regional this weekend though, of course. So we'll see after this regional what like the real like best like format is. Like right Monday we just had Kupo take it with SW, where a lot of people thought SW wasn't that great. He did it in convincing fashion from what I hear. What's up, Michael? What's up, Michael? What's up, V Passion? I saw TB Tech. The 25 Dan for the mirror match / Medusa, and for start of turn guaranteed 2 memory. That's not too bad. That's okay. I kind of like that, right? Like, right? Because then like. Then you don't have to use the execute egg. You can like leave Susan on board. That's kind of cool, right? Because like the idea is you use the Dan and Kanan, or just Dan, right? Actually, Dan. Yeah, that's actually what I thought you were talking about Dan and Kanan. You're actually talking about straight up Dan, which actually that kind of cooks, right? You make your Susan even bigger, and then because it is a TS card, so you Susan's even bigger, and then you swing like something ridiculous. Like I normally with the normal deck you can get into 20, but with Dan you can push that even further, up to 30, I guess, in theory. But that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. I like that. A lot of decks can't answer just one big attacker, right? So with raid on top of that. I might try that actually. I might have to try that Dan now. That might be worth. I like that. That sounds more worth it to me than Analog Youth, because again, the Dan is worth it at 1, you know? And like you said, it gains you the memory, right? So it helps you push your turn and lets you actually play the game. So you don't get memory choked out, which is actually a weakness of this deck right now. A lot of times I'll see TB, they'll just flounder if they get set to 1 back to back to back. They kind of flounder a little bit if they don't find that mem boost, and even then the mem boost is like iffy, right? Doesn't super hard help. I think of Analog Youth as a training / Uko, great early game, low memory play. Again, like, yeah, no, I'm not like this is definitely like, it's not me. This isn't me casting judgment. Like, you're not wrong for putting Analog Youth in TV. It's just my vibe of it. Like, I'm just, yeah. It's kind of the same thing with if you guys think about Jupitermon, V Passion's here, so now I'm thinking about Jupitermon. A lot of people are like swear by the Niaromon in Jupitermon, right? And I'm like, okay, it's okay. Like, it's not bad. Like, I just really, really prefer the Sunomon. Like, that's just me. Or maybe not that's just me, but like Shmee, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just me. I prefer Suno. You're not wrong for playing Niaro, but I have, my opinion. Definitely gonna test, yeah. No, but the Dan again, and like the big thing is for me in Analog Youth, it's like it's only good in multiple. It feels like it's only super good in multiples. Whereas the tech we just discussed with the Dan, is good at 1, right? So that's kind of gas to me. I mean, I don't know. I think of different, like, when it comes to like minor adjustments to decks like that, you do have to think about like every person would rather lose in a different way, right? Like, I can't think of a famous example right now, but it's like think all your TB, like all your TS decks, right? A lot of people would be like, I like playing Neptune and I'm okay losing because I didn't have a Minervamon for D-Digivolve, right? I would rather put Neptune in my deck and not Minerva because, the board wipe, bounce, and protection, I feel like comes up more often than the Minerva D-Digivolve reboot blocker, right? But other people are going to think differently. And then like, unless you have like computed like thousands of games and like regional like matchups to really mathematically discern the difference, it's like whatever, man, right? What's up, King Jaden? How you doing today? Actually, funny enough, King Jaden, I saw your Father's Day, Happy Father's Day short. That was fun. That was a cool video. EX12 seems like a control set. Yes. For some reason, the numbers, like I lost my brain as to which set is EX12. But yeah, no, EX12. Yeah, like nothing seems like it's winning turn 2 or whatever. I know SW, I guess, might have some pretty like aggressive power plays, but like it definitely seems like, I don't know. It feels like that's where the game, this is where the game should be. Like EX12, gotta tell you, the way all these decks are playing, I love it, man. Like this is to me what Digimon should be, is all the like, unfortunately Virus Busters has bustered out. It does seem to be the worst deck I mean, I guess it's not the worst deck out of 12, but like obviously the shining 3 right now are like, to me, TB's on top. SW clearly is good if Koopa was able to take an Eagle's Nest with it, right? That it actually has applications and proven. And then for me, like I'm at this point, I am saying my underdog / third best of the set has got to be a Metal Empire. There's a lot of nuance with Metal Empire that you're just gonna get people. Like I would not be shocked if somebody like Ben cracks the code and then tops with like, or win, like, you know, topping and winning to me is like, tends to be the same thing, honestly. Like tops a regional with it, right? Or wins, like not wins worlds with it, but like, because who knows what the meta is for worlds, right? But like, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, I would not be surprised if someone just figures it out. Someone like Ben figures it out because they're that dedicated to Machine Dramon or whatever, and just wins. And then like, I don't know. What's really interesting is that it seems like 3M just needed a bad matchup for the format to become wider. Was it Three Musketeers really gatekeeping everybody from? Was it really Three Musketeers that was gatekeeping everybody? Do we agree with that? I don't know if I agree with that. What do you guys, does anyone else think that? Maybe I'm crazy. I don't, I mean, the fact of the matter is, for sure, is that TB just stomps, absolutely cluster stomps 3M, Three Musketeers, right? Like it is just, TB is gross into that matchup. But then after that, like, was it really why? And that would, and then like, are we like, and here's the other thing too, like that sentence also implies that the format in BT25 wasn't wide, right? Like BT20, like I remember doing reports on 25 and we had like what, 11 different decks in the top 16 at one point, 12 or 13. I don't think there was 13. That might be crazy. I definitely remember reviewing one that had like 11 different decks or something absolutely ludicrous. It did play well into Glowing Dawn. It had a good Glowing Dawn matchup, absolutely. Yeah, it's hard. Like, it's hard to pass judgment on what the full format right now is going to look like. We just never have. We don't have a regional, man. Like, and it's like these low sample size Eagles Nest and what and Eastern local recaps that Eastern locals recaps that East does. That's all we really have access to in terms of stuff. Unless there was like I don't know if there was like a major, like the problem is the East is different. Like it's so, without East in his videos, we just like have no touch in what's happening over there. And for the most part, to me, but we'll see. We'll see this weekend. We'll see this weekend if something crazy happens. That'd be exciting. I'd be down for it. Maybe this format is just SW all the way and then we're cooked. Who knows? I got second place with ME. There's a lot. I made a guy rage quit first round and he dropped out of the tournament. They were hating my Machine Dramon Ace and Chaos Dramon. They also hate the egg. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to like go. It's hard to go super deep into, but it's like ME has got some tricks to it, man. And trust me, like everything you're talking about, I fully aware, man. Like it's nasty. We got a 9 round. Yeah. I'm saying like this Saturday will be our first like real test of where the format is at now. So like, and that's really like, to me, like, again, I'll always say like, if it's not a regional, like the data's not real yet, you know. We can have our feelings about what is good and what is not, but proof to paint, idea to paint. I forget what, like, words to paint. I don't know what the expression. I forget what the expression is, but it's not until like you really put a deck. Not until you really put decks through like a real like not like 9 rounds like that I feel like it's different. The cracks, longevity, consistency, the cracks on a deck really show their light in a 9-round tournament. Like the perfect example for me, last set, BT25 was Shine Gray, right? Like I went into that format, I'm like, Shine Gray's top 3 for sure. Like I hate that deck. I mean, granted, I have some bias because I really think Ruin Mode should be banned, whatever. But it didn't show up. Like only Digishon topped with Shine Gray, which Digishan's the GOAT, obviously, when it comes to a lot of that stuff. So good, like deserved, like, but like he clearly did that with a subpar deck, right? Like no one else was able to do it. And I don't think necessarily Digishon topping with it proved that, oh, people are sleeping on this deck. It just kind of, for me, it just kind of, after so many regionals of it not topping, it just proved to me that like, it doesn't have the consistency to make it all the way through. And you need the level of pilot that Digishon is to kind of like make up the difference. And even that's barely enough, right? Like still only one. And I'm not saying Digishon's the greatest of all time. I guess I should say GOAT, but like there are definitely other players capable like Digishon to run that deck and weren't able to pull through, right? I hate the meta. I can't play my favorite. What's your favorite deck? I mean, like the truth be told, that's every card game, man. It's sad to say, like, trust me, like I feel you. I'm a Lobomon enjoyer. I wish I could play Lobomon. I wish I could play Garuru Tribal, but like things come and go. That's just the truth of card games, man. Like you really got to sit down and like this is a kind of like my current buzzword or my current way of, this is my current talking point nowadays, but like as a card game player, you gotta learn to grow up with the game, or grow with the game. You can't just get stuck in your one thing. Otherwise, you're gonna burn yourself out real quick, and you're gonna be very, jaded? And it's funny, your name's Jaden, but I don't want to say jaded, but like you just get very disconnected and very bitter about the format if you just kind of sit on like God bless like anybody that still like sits down and is like, Gabubon Bond of Friendship is my favorite deck of all time, and I wish I could play. If you're a Gabu Bond or Bond of Courage, or what is it called, Bond of Bravery enjoyer, like you haven't had a deck since BT6 or 6. Sucks. If you were a green hybrid fan, you haven't had a deck since BT7. Yellow hybrid fan, you haven't had a deck since BT7 as well. Like, sucks, man. Purple hybrid guys, like that's a recent one, right? You haven't had a deck for half a year now. Hunters, yeah, actually Hunters is like the same thing as Purple hybrid. Like you got that support in 21, but then you just haven't had more support since, and even that support wasn't that good enough really to compete, unfortunately. I feel you. I love Hunters. I played it so much in, what was it, 12 when it first came out. And funny enough, that was Hunters was my grow the F up Risu deck. That was my Lobomon isn't good anymore, it's not gonna be good, you need to find a new deck and you need to relearn how to enjoy this game. For me, that was Hunters. Funny enough, I was like, you know what, this is a cheap deck, all I gotta do is get, at the time, all I gotta do is get the 4 super rare superior modes, maybe 1, maybe 2 quartz, and just run it. And that's what I did. And then I think immediately after that, Garuru Tribal was busted, so I played that for a little bit. The Leo X Garuru stuff's not real. I mean, the combo's real, but it's not a real... I'm not scared of that deck. I mean, mark my words, I could be wrong. The deck seems very beatable. The deck seems very loses to itself. They have one game plan and that's it. So we'll see. I don't know. Oh, we just lost somebody. Oh, they're back. Okay. Let me see what people have been saying. Garuru Tribal is actually not that bad with the new X12, Melga, and Where. It's not that bad, but I don't have my hopes up expecting it's going to be meta relevant, if that's fair. I do agree that the Melga, like there's something there with Melga and the Were Garu and the Gabu. You could even run the Gabu, honestly. I think you're not wrong to say that there's something there, and I mean, I'm right there with you. I agree, but my hopes aren't that high. Loop is a thing. Loop does I don't count the loop, and I don't think that deck is. I think that deck is more of a gimmick to me, like I said. No way they hit Leo X Garu. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna hit it. I've been seeing players putting Paladin mode Ace in their deck. Makes sense, honestly. They need to hit the Gabu card. I mean, it hits a lot right now, actually. Like Paladin Ace kind of goes hard. It's very funny. Are you going to play the deck though? It's blue. I mean, I have the cards. Like, yeah. I have the cards. I would play the deck, but I don't have high hopes for it. Is it just me? I can't give... it's just me. I can't give up on my deck. Yeah, that's fair, man. But I gotta tell you, like, you do have to, like, especially like I'm there with you, man. I wish Hunters got more support, but they don't. And that's not even me trying to, like, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just they don't have it, and it's, as far as we know, more isn't coming. So it's either be bitter or move forward with the game. And it really does suck to say, like, I sit here and I'm like, I still I waited from BT7, I waited all the way until BT18 to get Lobomon support, and it was awful. Absolute garbage. Anyway, looks like we've resolved. Looks like we resolved an Amaterasu, but I'm not sure how this board state ended up this way. Let's see. It's gonna be interesting. I think we're resolving our execute, our draw, and discards, leaving our opponent at 1, potentially 2, and then we have the Gossmon to do some stuff. This should be Gossmon to do some stuff, so it should be interesting. We're gonna delete ourselves. Are we gonna use the arrival? That's the next thing that's gonna be interesting. Our trash is not set up at all for our top player here. If you're going to be competitive, you have to. If you're fine playing locals and are enjoying playing Hunters and losing, then keep on keeping on. Yeah, I'm never gonna, I have a hard time giving people that opinion. I was just like, I don't feel good telling somebody to play just to lose. Like, that's how, and that's harsh. That's like a harsh sentence, but that's just how I think about it. And so it's hard for me to, like, rise above that and be like, yeah, just play what you want, man. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's hard for me. I can't do it. I'm too in it with what's good and what's not good. And maybe that's like a content creator thing, and maybe just a competitive person thing. I don't even consider myself competitive. I just want to be optimal. I have a desire to be optimal. No, hold on. We're not hating on the 8001 Beowulf. The 8001 Beowulf, mark my words, the 8001 Beowulf is absolutely a busted card. Like, this is my take. The 8001 Beowulf and the Triple Tamer are, if not as busted as the red counterparts, they might even be more broken than the red counterparts. However, the rest of the support for the deck is dog. And that's why it hasn't seen the light of day. Like, the deck still sucks in spite of how good that Beowulf and Triple Tamer are. They just do, like, yellow Koji, the yellow or Koji hybrid, or I don't even know what to call it. Yellow Koji hybrid, or whatever we're calling it, doesn't have the same support that red hybrid does. And that's why the Beowulf and the Triple Tamer just don't matter. But swear on the vampire above my head right now, those two cards are busted. I promise. If not as busted, more busted, in my opinion. Like, and I could be coping. We cope. I am really good at that when it comes to Lobo. Side note for coping, I really need to get this off my chest. Digimon Up is dog. Like, it is such a bad, how do I word this? games like that are the reason the gaming industry is dying, and it shouldn't exist. If you think it's a good idea that somebody sat down and designed a game where you have to give Palmon your meat seed and then wait 8 hours for your meat seed to grow and call that gameplay, you're wrong. That is my take. That is my TED Talk. I will not be taking questions. Have a good day. Anyway, what else? Yeah, enjoying playing the game X losing is a wild take. It's more that people are clearly dissatisfied with their position and won't change the objective. Yeah, no, Green Hill. No, I'm not hating on Green Hill. Like, what Green Hill is saying, I want you, like, let me roll back on a little bit. What Green Hill is saying is like idealist. Like, it is what we should be, right? It's what we should aspire to be. It is like the healthy way to think about things. It is the correct way to be. I think for a lot of us, though, it's like jaded. We're jaded and dark, and I don't want to say dark, but you know what I mean? Like, we're a little jaded. We're a little rough around the edges. We are not in the correct mindset, I feel. Green Hill is suggesting an example of what it should be. I want to say idealistic, but that seems a little like naive, and I'm not saying Green Hill is naive. Green Hill is very much aware of their opinion and the flaws, right? So I'll defend that a little bit. I wasn't trying to be like Green Hill is like, I was like, I wish that was the case. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could be on Green Hill's mindset. It's just, I'm not. Takuya Triple Tamer with the rush plus security +1 is just tough to beat. I get what you're saying. Yellow Hybrid didn't have a great foundation. Yeah, no, trust me. I'm like, I know the alt is good. I know the Triple Tamer is good. And I know with all my heart that the Beowulf and the yellow Triple Tamer are good cards. I will like maybe, like, again, I might be coping on exaggerating that they're better than the Aldemon and the Kuya, but like, they are good cards. They are absolutely good cards. I will defend those two cards. Rest of the deck sucks. You sound like a man who hasn't spent $30 on a game and is now locked into playing a bad game for 1 month. Couldn't be me. $30? What game? What game did you are you talking about? Digimon Up? Because I don't really want to talk about that. Game's bad. I don't know what to tell people. I am also chronically, I am so unbelievably anti-gacha that, like, I will look, the Hyper Coliseum boys are my boys, right? Like, we're all friends, but I will fight them on that. Like, they love their Uma Musume and their Genshin and their Hooker Star Rail or something, Star Pole, something, Hooker Star Pole. That game, I hate it all. I hate it all. Gacha's terrible. People will hit me with let people enjoy what they enjoy, man. Stop having such a tough opinion. Yeah, but a lot of people like smoking and are addicted to smoking, and like, that's not good for you either. So I genuinely think gacha and what are they calling Digimon Up? Idle game? That junk is all cancer to the gaming industry, in my opinion. So, and granted, I'm on a crazy high horse. I have this is my hottest, most aggravated take I have, and you could disagree with me, and you could play Digimon Up. It doesn't matter, right? I'm allowed to just have the most raw and hateful take about it. Is the new Susan playable in hybrid? No, I don't think so. I mean, you can maybe pull it off in Takuya, but you would have to start changing up your names a lot because you need 8 different names and you can't cheat into Susan. You can't. So you would have to either Digivolve Raw on top of your 6, and most of the time you're passing when you go into 6 as Takuya hybrid. So then you're looking for like the hard play, but you can only use hybrid in name, so you can't use tamers. If you could use, God, I wish things would, I really hope the next wave of hybrid support says like hybrid in text, kind of like Three Musketeers, where it's like, as long as it has hybrid in text, it's in the archetype, or just give the tamers the freaking hybrid, the hybrid trait. Like, please. I haven't talked about this game at all, man. I'm so sorry, chat. You're talking about Digimon Up. I'm sorry. I mean, look, if you spend money and you enjoy, my other side of the argument too is it makes me so mad that I have to spend so much time justifying to people that $15 a month for a Final Fantasy subscription, a World of Warcraft subscription, a RuneScape subscription is a really great value proposition. For the amount of game that you get for $15 a month, it is insane, the value proposition. But people won't do it. It's like, I don't want to commit every month $50. Like, I already bought the game, blah, blah, blah. And then these people will then roll for the biggest boobs possible in their dumb game every month. And I'm like, what? It's so stupid. It makes me so mad. You're paying how much money to watch girls run around like horses? I can't. This is a bad take. This is a take of an unhappy person, and I hate having this take. But I don't know, man. This is not who you should be. But this is who I am, and I'm sorry. What in the world? Okay, you guys gotta see this. Hold on, I'm trying to find a new game for you guys. You guys have to see this. I am so for selling out for this whole look at, not yet. Okay, I'm gonna have to flip this. Bro, look at that. That is genius. TY Skittles with the 3 instead of an. This is so good. Is that a YouTube channel? Hold on. I'm down. I'm here for it. Did they do the proper thing of linking their YouTube channel to their Discord? They did not. All right. Now I'm upset. Now I have to go to YouTube itself and see if I can find your YouTube channel. This is TY. No. Oh no, they don't have a YouTube channel. Okay, well, we moved on. We tried. Shameless play. Nah, dude, this is not shame. I'm here for it. I want this. Sorry, I gotta read some of these comments. Susan's not playable. We talked about that. Yeah, did you up? Bandai keeps redesigning archetypes, so you have to keep starting from scratch. Yeah, it's so annoying. Cause like I know like the data squad's suffering right now. Although the Ravemon, pretty good. The Ravemon they tried pretty damn, like the Ravemon works. They gave it the bird trait specifically to help it be searchable even in like that helps the original Ravemon more than you guys would think, number one. And then they at least gave it the thing so where it could like end of attack off itself. Like you could literally replace that Ravemon is a 1-for-1 swap into all the old Ravemon stuff and you're vibing. There is like, you just don't get to do like you just don't get to like, you get to do everything on the card. The only thing is you don't get the extra option to like, okay, instead of deleting myself, let me trash 2 sources from a tamer or whatever. You just don't get that part. But otherwise, you can like, you have 100% access to every effect on that card. So the Ravemon, they did a good job on the Ravemon. Also, the Sarismon Bacchusmon deck in front of us going kind of crazy. I think that's a little extra. I don't think they should be tapping the Mimi because now at some point it is in fact bullying. And we don't support bullying, unfortunately. I'm joking. LOL, I didn't know that about them. Ben was too perfect. I think with all that being said, should we start a guild in Digimon? I forget what stupid NA region I'm in Digimon Up. Because like the whole server thing on Digimon Up is so stupid. Like it's not just like your server is more than just like NA and then like Asia. Like you have to be on the NA server, but then you have to be on the same partition. So like I'm on like 27 and then all the Hyper Coliseum guys are on like different ones as well. So like nobody could be put in the same guild. It's so dumb. And if you want to swap, you have to start over. It's so dumb. Otherwise I would join, I'd be down to join like a Digimon TCG community guild for that game. Be funny. Don't be sorry. Risu Yaps are too nice. I've heard BT 13 and 14 are considered Digi Edison. Are we doing? Oh, could the Digimon TCG have an Edison format? It could. I wouldn't be interested though. That's not my thing. If someone out there wants that for them, I'm not gonna shoot it down, but I'm not necessarily gonna promote it. Like I don't like classic stuff. I don't like there's a difference between eternal formats like Magic and like Modern or something, or like Legacy, and then there's what Edison and Goat are, which are like, I think it's better to call them like time capsule formats, because with like Modern you're still getting new cards, right? But if you do Edison or Goat, you're just playing the same cards over and over again. Nothing will ever change. And like, to me, that's not, some people like that. Some people want that. To each their own. You're not hurting anybody, unlike playing Digimon Up. But bro, what is happening on this green board? I haven't talked about these games. I feel so bad because I did the Gundam stream and I also like didn't talk about the game at all. But the green deck is going crazy. Like, do we win? Because if we don't win, oh wait, but Susan doesn't dump on the board because the Sarismon gives protection. Do we have Homeros down? No, we need to digivolve into a new Sarismon. We might just win though. Right, because Sarismon gives you all your suspended Digimon, you give protection. Oh wait, it's not Susan on the other side. It's ME. Oh, why did I think it was Susan? Did I see it on Materatsu and I thought it was Susan? Oh, that's so weird. No, it's Metal Empire on the other side, on the TY Skittles side. I guess both are playing for entertainment. Oh, are they? Oh, this is not a real match. Whatever, I'm vibing. I'm happy to be here. Is a Ravemon hype is a psyop? What do you mean? Are you saying that like I'm not like I'm off base with the Rave? Like I'm not saying that the Ravemon is good enough to make it meta. I'm just saying that like at least you get to use the full card. You know what I mean? It's not like this weird thing where like Mirage Galgamon kind of got hoed. You know what I'm saying? Mirage Galgamon really got hoed by the like the data squad conversion. All I'm saying is Ravemon got less. Like they did a better job on like making it fully functional with the old stuff. If people want classic Digimon TCG, just wait for Elysian. That's fair. Cardboard Tamer Elysian is the worst version. Groundhog's Day ever. For years, peeps said they wanted classic WoW, but after it was released, people were just nostalgic to an earlier time in their life. I mean, I agree with you on that. Well, like swapping to World of Warcraft real quick, I agree with you on the World of Warcraft thing. However, that's not the way you're wording it implies that like classic didn't succeed crazy, like have crazy success, and it really did. So there is a market for it, especially with classic. It just wasn't like as big or whatever, but like at the end of the day, I don't know, I don't like that classic stuff. So I like, and at the same point, like I agree with you. And then Elysian, I mean Elysian, like at this rate, we're gonna get we're gonna get the like Rubymon and the what's her name, like Kyubi, like the ice Sakuyamon before Elysian Easing comes out. Like that's gonna be crazy that we get the physical. We're gonna get the physical Elysian decks before the before the mobile game, which is really funny to think about. I'm still debating if I put Niza into Red Hybrid. I mean, Niza is busted, man. Niza is such a good card. I don't like, why not? And I guess you don't have an easy way to redirect like Wargrey does. Or Greymon does in Red Hybrid. Like, yeah, you can raid in like when you attack, but like you can't redirect once you're Niza. At least I'm not aware of a way for your deck to raid once you've created Niza, and you don't have access. I guess you have collision, right? Does he just have baseline collision? Oh, he has baseline collision. I guess that works then. I've been pretty tapped out on Digimon lately. Is the Susano deck good? Yeah, the Susano deck is pretty good. It's both the Susano deck. Are you guys like? Are you talking about like Shambhala specifically when you say Susan deck? Because if you're talking about the Susano Shambhala decks, there are actually two, and I think both are. There is TB. The tag, the archetype is TB, which is all the girls, which would be on Materatsu, Ryugu, and Kaguya. That deck, from what it seems like, appears to be the best way to use the new Susano. But then there's also SW, and like I've been saying tonight, on Monday, Koopa won Eagle's Nest with SW. That would be the Nizamon, Tokotomon, and Erlongmon, which is like the boys of Shambhala. And that deck seem to be cooking with that deck as well. So both are very, I would consider both to be very meta relevant, and so we'll see in the future where it goes. From there, But I'd need a level 5 unsuspended that could swing. Yeah. TB looks fun. TB is fun. ME is one of my favorite decks of EX12. I don't blame you. ME, I'm willing, like, ME is probably the best field deck we ever got. Not a high bar, but there you go. And I know, and that is coming from a historic field hater. Massive field hater. Medusa and Volcandramon, Metallic Dramon are better top ends than Nizza in Red Hybrid. I could see that. Like, you like the floodgates. Floodgates are floodgates. But like Nizza, like I wouldn't be against. Like I wouldn't be shocked if a Red Hybrid player did well in using Nizza. Nizza is a good card. Just good generic red black card. Oh, but you tested it. Oh, okay. In testing. Got it. So fair enough. Yeah. Why is Susano $80? Susano is $80. That's the alt art. Oh, wait. No, the alt art is the same price as the regular art right now. Because of the regional this weekend, I think there's a lot of faith in SW right now and TB, and people are expecting that, and you have to play the secret rare. You got to play it at like, what's funny is you only have to play like 2-3 copies. You don't need the full 4. Yukinamon. Oh, Yukinamon. So, kind of like the Hiei sister from Yu Yu Hakusho. That's funny. Yukinamon, who also was a ice demon. That's funny. I guess that probably means something Japanese, and I'm just dumb. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. The distributor for Elysian states that they will include BT27 packs that only include brand new cards for the 2 decks. Interesting. What? Oh, so the starter decks for the Elysian cards, or the Elysian starter deck. The starter decks for the Elysian, for Elysian, are going to have a pack, and it's going to have BT27 in it. It's going to be a BT27 pack, but it's going to be a pre-seeded BT27 pack that's going to have Elysian cards in it for BT27 from BT20. Oh, that is, I'm not even sure I read that right. I'm not even sure I understood that right. Did they announce a release date for Elysian? No. They did announce a release date for the starter decks, which is what I'm saying. What table am I? Table 3. We got Blake. Oh, Blake is playing Digimon again. Oh, wait, he's been playing Digimon. I'm bad. Do we just stay here with J. Jonah Benison and Blake, or do we move? I want to know what Marshmallow's playing. Is anyone watching Marshmallow's stream? Anyone know what he's playing? Let me check his stream. Let me see if I can find his stream. What's he playing? Marshmallow is on, some TS shenanigans. Okay. I don't gotta watch that. Yeah, let's just stay with J. Jonah Benison. And maybe actually talked about the game. How about that? Can we manage that? Probably not. Just coming 2026. Yeah, they haven't said jack. Susano's technically TS. Yeah, I know Susano's technically TS. But like, unless you're suggesting that there's like a he's probably not listening to the stream right now because of I am watching him. So Yukina means snow. Thank you. Susan Dag China edition and Susan Dag Japanese edition. Yeah, SW doesn't run. Yes, it does. SW does. I mean, sorry, let me correct. Kupo proved that you do run Susan in SW. So like that's definitely true. Oh, interesting. It can run it, but why would you not just run Goku? Just call it Journey to the West deck. Metal Guru EX12 is starting to overrun our locals. That makes sense. I mean, that card by itself is a pretty good card. ME is just a stickier green gotcha. That's true. SW can run Susan, you just don't get execute. Yeah. Yeah, Yuki is. Oh, Yuki is. Honestly, Goku is just Susanoo light, but it can attack without execute. Yukino comes from Yokinona, which is an ice yokai, correct? Oh, cool. Fun facts with Reese of the Squirrel. And Grillon Mario. SW and TB are the first competitive defensive decks in a while since it's just been OTK. I agree with that. New Keenan gives Data Squad execute, ruin mode with execute. Oh my god. Can we just ban ruin mode, man? I wish it didn't say, I wish the Keenan wasn't worded like that. I wish it was like, I don't know, your Data Squad Digimon, like just like an aura effect, like Homeros, like your Data Squad Digimon have execute. Oh, I hate the idea. I just want Susan banned so bad. It's a shame that such an amazing art is in the Ravemon. Ravemon is tied to such a BT13 card. Is the new Ravemon bad? Like the new Ravemon. Maybe, am I crazy? I like the new Ravemon. Like, they fixed so many of the problems of the original Ravemon. And the fact that you can get the Wind Digivolving and you get the end of attack, so you can delete 2 things. And then delete yourself end of attack. Then go to the, I don't know, man. I mean, I think the problem is just Data Squad as a whole is not finished, but I don't know. I don't feel like the Ravemon's underpowered. Like, and I guess, like, honestly though, let's backtrack a little bit. I don't know if I ever want Ravemon to be good, as long as it's doing this like hand stripping mechanic. I hate that. I hate that that and Barbamon. Was it Barbamon? Hand stripping should just never be good in this game. We don't want to live in that world. Like, we sometimes tread the line of living in a world where Mill is winning, is the best deck, and that's not fun either. How's it going? What's your favorite Greymon version? Me? Can I say Emperor Greymon? Am I allowed that? Is that fair? If I'm allowed to say Emperor Greymon, I'm gonna say Emperor Greymon. Otherwise, I guess classic, like War Greymon. You can't go wrong with War Greymon. Blade Dragonoid, Data Squad or Bird? Nope, only Data Squad. Cry. No, the Ravemon is a bird. He's a birdkin, right? So he should be able to be picked up by the bird part. Am I dumb? They added the rule text. Am I off on that? Oh, they revealed a high quality art right now. I gotta see it. Hold on. I haven't seen it. Oh, the alt art just got revealed. Okay, I haven't seen the alt art yet. Let me catch up on chat. People doesn't like it because the on deletion doesn't work if the opponent has too many cards in it. Yeah, but like Ravemon historically has been a hand stripping deck. So I get it. Risu, it's not that the new Ravemon is bad. However, in this EX12 meta game, nothing deletes anymore. I guess nothing deletes anymore. Yeah. I think it's like the opposite. It's like deleting something gives your opponent value, and that's a problem. You can easily get 10 cards in hand before they get the Ravemon and Barbermon Handshake. Hand strip is too OP. I've stolen wins from people by breaking their hand. Yeah, like I think like an underrated part of Medusamon's strength is the fact that it strips your hand. I think like that part of that part of the card is so busted. Mill Purple Hybrid was fun. I don't know about this. Moon Millennia forcing the hand strip to 5 always is fun. Says Millennium Player Fair. Emperor Greymon is valid S tier. Technically all Digimon are the same, so you can just say Metal Guru. BT26 Keenan can't see old Ragemon because it's Data Squad only. Oh yeah. Okay, okay, I see what you're saying. The BT26 Keenan can't see the old Ravemon. Yes. But if you're living in this world of old Ravemon, you probably wouldn't use the new Keenan. Was my take. Was my idea. But I was saying the Birdkin part of Ravemon allows it to be searched by the old like the old searchers that would be like get a Ravemon and a bird. Now you can double hit on Ravemon, which is kind of cool. As a fan of hand stripping, I'm okay with this Ravemon. The thing is, other games hand stripping is way more balanced. I just don't think hand stripping in Digimon is a balanced mechanic. Like this game really, like this isn't like other games where like, you know, your hand size matters, right? Like this game is playable because of your hand size, and the second you're at a low hand size, this game feels awful to play. Where other games are designed to be like a hand resource intensive game, and like that includes Magic, Riftbound, etc, right? Like Digimon's just not that game, in my opinion. The lower Evo prices for Ravemon require exactly bird trait. Oh, it requires exactly bird trait. Oh, okay, man. Yikes! I thought it was bird in trait was what I thought. I guess I'm wrong. That's fine. Ravemon also says your opponent gets to choose which card to trash, so they just get to pick a dead. Yeah, I mean, in Medusa, they get to choose 2, and that junk still feels broken. So hand strip is just good, period. Hand looping is inherently bad in DCG to the point where if it ever becomes actually good, it would be literally. Yeah, I agree with Joseph. You get me. Heavy Metal disagrees. It's not the same. It's not the same. Doing it to yourself as a mechanic is different from doing it to your opponent. Now, I know you're joking. I like being extra. In TCGs where hand stripping is a factor, there are tools of protecting that and for getting cards. Yeah, exactly. So on our board, we have Glowing Dawn, which I do think is a strong deck into. I think it's a really strong deck into TB. TB is really good, but I definitely has a hard time into Glowing Dawn. Just like if you can establish a Tratus, it's just not the easiest time, right? I don't know. Like, why am I flubbing this sentence so bad? Like TB's great. TB claps the hell out of like Three Musketeers. I think we can all agree with that. But then like, this is a tough matchup for TB, and it's not like. And then Glowing Dawn struggles against Three Muskets, so it's very funny. But like, I don't know. I am almost at the point where I'm like, maybe Glowing Dawn is the best deck of the format, because it's the best deck in the format because of its matchup spread, not necessarily because it's the strongest deck and it just beats everything. It's just like, it's just got a good like an okay matchup against everything else around it. So then naturally it's going to win more. Is that crazy to think? You were a theater understudy in school, weren't you, Risu? No, I wasn't. I was a math major. Yeah, I have a math degree. I did take a little bit of acting, as like what's the word I'm going with? Electives? Is it electives? Like, you know, not extracurriculars, but like the extra classes just for points or whatever. I forget what they're called. I know in high school they're called electives, but in college they were kind of something else. But yeah, I did take some acting, but yeah, that's my educational journey for you guys, I guess. 3M and then Beat Break and then Angels. You think I mean, that was the format before EX12. I definitely think EX12 mixes it up a little bit. We'll see. Those were definitely my top 3 going from last format. With Angels, Angels would probably still be 3rd, but I would argue that like Angels is a lot closer to Bears and Vulcan than it is Three Musketeers and Glowing Dawn, in my opinion. Math degree base, yeah, electives. Where the hell did that come from, Spider? FF8 is still my favorite Final Fantasy game. It was my first Final Fantasy. Yeah, I mean, same. I don't like what. Where did that come from? Like, do you see something on my wall? I do have a little bit of Final Fantasy VIII stuff, but I don't think you see it. What? I don't know. I mean, I love Squall. Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite Final Fantasy also. I'm so like, where did that come from? I don't know. I agree. Final Fantasy VIII is great. I have a Squall deck in Magic the Gathering for Commander. It's my favorite one right now. Although it's like the one I'm not allowed to play because it's pretty toxic. It stacks. And if you guys are aware of how stacks works in Magic the Gathering, it basically just says your opponents aren't allowed to play, which is my favorite way to play Magic, because Magic's a game where, like, as much as I advertise that I hate it in Digimon because I'm a competitive player and I think both players should have a back and forth and play the game, Commander is Mario Party, and sometimes your other friends are doing way too fucking much and you need to stop that. So we play Squall. Glowing Dawn just had issues breaking. Just had issues breaking. Breaking self. Otherwise it would have put a better performance. Yeah, no, yeah. Glowing Dawn does have like consistency issues for sure. Like, I've definitely seen plenty of game where it was like the Glowing Dawn player just needed this one card and just could not, and just they couldn't play because of it. That's definitely a thing. Sounds like your pod needs more removal. I agree, and we will teach them, and we will show them their folly. I need Black War Gray to make a comeback. The meta doesn't have enough tamer hate. Is that true? I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I've always been against excessive tamer hate. But if you're specifically talking about how to counter like Glowing Dawn, yeah, if tamer hate comes back, yeah, Glowing Dawn's kind of cooked. But then there's a lot of decks that don't care at all. Like the only other tamer deck right now is like what? Three Musketeers cares a little bit, not a lot. They care in like a healthy way, where it was like, if we see it, if we don't see it, Vulcan cares. I would think Bears cares. Jupiter cares. But all those decks kind of care in like healthy ways. There's like, I guess Glowing Dawn. Is Glowing Dawn the only deck that's like not a deck if you don't have your tamers out? It might be the case. Is Atreides ×4 and running Imperial Dramon Paladin mode the sauce? Into TB? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like, Paladin mode is such, like, listen, there's a lot of decks right now that care about doing some stuff with their trash. And if you Paladin mode that trash, Jesus. People are cooked. Black Orchid can stay dead. We have enough Greymons. Let Eosmon come back. Yeah, Eosmon can. Eosmon, if ever, there's some random cards in Eosmon that are also like giga toxic, for the record. I just don't remember them right now. I want Greymon. I want tribal decks to come back, but I know there's a huge wave in Digimon right now with like content creators and like what people are talking about, where they're like, oh, I miss tribal. Tribal it's never a thing anymore. It's always just Omni DNA. And I agree with you. But like, I think the world just works in phases. You know what I mean? Like, I think the world just works in phases. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, right now we're in archetype slop, whatever you guys want to call it. And then, but like, what just rested everything? What option is that? Is that flat? That's not flower. No, that's the security effect of flower. What rested everything? I think Tribal's gonna come back. I think with the new X antibody set coming, Tribal should come back for that. I imagine, with like a new way to do Tribal. I don't know. Tribal's gonna come back. Right now we're in the slop era. I think we'll make a return to Tribal soon. I played against TS the other day where they managed to get 3 Homeroses down by turn 2. How? Yeah, Glowing Dawn really just does a number to TB. It's hard. You have to be able to get into a position to Susan them, and otherwise, like, yeah, Digimon immune bodies definitely hurt TB. So it's like TB looks good, but there are finite weaknesses. Or specific weaknesses. Assembly is making me feel like we need more Omnimon Merciful Mode-esque effects in game. I don't know if that's true. I kind of just like that players can play the game every turn. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, it's so cool to me that Digimon's a game right now where it's like, okay, there's a couple turns of setup, but once people have their tamers down and their trash set up, like, it's just hands, back and forth hands again and again and again. Like, I'm kind of okay with that. I don't know if we necessarily need a ton of like trash hate en masse. But maybe that's a weird take. I don't know what the opinion is. It looked homemade proxy though. Yeah, it was definitely homemade proxy. I just don't know what that card was. AGL push, play Homeros. Oh, and they made it all the way to Minerva. Homeros, play Homeros. Homeros, play Homeros. Wait, you can't do that. Wait. Okay, so wait, hold on. AGL push, you play the first Homeros. Go into Minerva, play a Homeros. And then this Minerva plays the first Homeros, sees end of turn, and then can play the third Homeros. But you can't, assuming them going into Minerva past turn, the last three Homeroses don't see the board or don't see the end of turn, right? Or no, two of them do. Oh no, two of them do. Two of them do see end of turn because one comes in when digivolving. Never mind. No, the second Homeros does see end of turn. Yeah, I was wrong about that. Because it's AGO, play Homeros. That one's on board. Go all the way to Minerva. Minerva will play the Homeros when digivolving. And then we go into end of turn, so both Homeroses are on board to see end of turn. So I was wrong. The second does. The third one does not. Or the fourth one. But that almost feels like a bad play. Am I wrong? I feel like if you go in Minerva, you want to like go like wider with Digimon. So like after the second Homeros, I don't think I'm playing third and fourth Homeros, you know? I think I'm playing Digis after that. We have any idea what card was played to the rest of the whole board? No. Let me ask real quick. Hey Blake, real quick, what was the card that rested the whole board? Blasted Disaster. Never heard of it. Thank you. Blasted Disaster? You guys heard of that card? I'm looking it up. Digimon. Blasted. I'm gonna Disaster. Oh my god. Blasted Disaster. BT6. Main effect. 6 cost. Green option. Main effect. Suspend all of your opponent's Digimon. Then gain 1 memory for each of your opponent's suspended Digimon. Awesome. Awesome. That's sauce. That's awesome. That's cool. I love Blake. I miss when Blake was a blue hybrid player. Or a Lobomon player. Ryan, they were playing OX 013 Zoo. Blasted Disaster screams knowing that your online weeklies has at least 1 person on veggies. True. Yeah, but wait, on veggies they're all suspended anyway. So you don't want that. Right? It's specifically like it's specifically a call out for TB, right? And SW, I guess. Oh, sorry, excuse me.
That's so funny. Risu, you gain memory for each suspended Digimon. Against Veggies, it reads gain 1,000,000 memory. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, I see your point. Like, I'm gonna spend 6 memory, but hold on a second. We're gonna gain 3 instead. So it's like a mem boost. It's like a hammer spark. if the Veggies went to like 7 bodies on board. How are we already so wide? What happened? How is Kaguya on board? Was there an arrival? Oh my god, when Glowing Dawn sees its pieces, dude. It's so frustrating to watch how efficient it is. Oh, Fortitude. Thank you. Yeah, I do forget about Fortitude non-stop, actually. Yeah, like yeah, the 5 plays out 4. 4 is played off of Kaguya, and then Fortitude plays the Kaguya, which then plays the last body. So Muramasa. See, this is the part that's so wild to me, man. Like, we got to play an E-Pulse and go into 5 for free, basically. Nasty work. Susan is a custom card? I don't know. I don't know. Custom card to me implies that, like, the card does everything by itself, and it definitely doesn't do that to me personally. Maybe because I like the deck, but I don't know. TB is pretty beatable to me. Maybe I'm crazy for that. Maybe that's a crazy take. Maybe we'll find out how wrong I am this Wednesday or this weekend. Get the Samujin arrival, Samyojin, something like that. I always forget the middle syllable. It's like Shamyojin. I don't know, man. If you got 1 security and no bodies, sheesh, you're cooked. That's fair. Susan still has nothing on Asuna, Lady Devi, and Black Gato. I'm using the new level 5 puppet in my deck. What deck? Red Hybrid? I guess I can kind of see that again. What I suspect will feel custom is when BT26 Secret Rare Kunlun is previewed and the stupid stuff it does for Shambhala decks. Yeah, I will probably agree with that. I am still like, to be fair though, I'm sitting here with my TB deck and I have no idea how I'm gonna fit a Kunlun at all. I don't know how that tamer is fitting in the deck, but I have full faith that it's going to be so busted that it will be in the deck. I guess we'll see though. For a deck that's meta, TB is extremely fair compared to past meta decks. I agree with that. That's my problem. I think that was my problem with the custom card message, that Yeah. Yeah, man, when Glowing Dawn sees their stuff, man, it's just dumb. Guess we are out of here. Or did TB win that? I don't think TB. I'm pretty sure TB won that. Or I'm pretty sure TB didn't win that. So let's go to table 4. I need to start paying attention. Like, dude, I have not paid attention to games at all. Yeah, Glowing Dawn OTK, cool. I still want to try my Kaguya Syndrome mashup. It's all about Pluto, baby. I mean, Pluto might be good. We'll see. Who knows? We got another TB mirror match here. You got Dougie done? Yeah. I was just saying, like, we were talking about how, like, honestly, TB's worst matchup is Glowing Dawn. And now with all these new decks, like, I definitely have a strong feeling that Glowing Dawn might be the best deck of the format just because it has a good matchup across everything. Like, its matchup spread is probably the best. Right? Like, Three Musketeers is good. Like, has a good matchup into Glowing Dawn, but it's not like this unbeatable matchup, right? Glowing Dawn can still win that, so their matchup percentage is probably like okay, and then it just like dumpsters other decks. So it's like, yeah, the Monster Hunter playmat's pretty good. Reese, are you on Analog Youth for your TB? No, I'm not. I don't like it. Personally, I don't think people are wrong for playing it, but I don't like it. It seems wrong to me. It feels like a card that's only good when you have 2 of them on board, and then like late game it's just feels like a brick. You don't really want to be spending 2 memory on playing Analog Youth, but I don't know. Glowing Dawn struggles into Jupiter just because you can minus 26k them. Sure. But like that requires setup on your end. And then like you could also argue it's like, well, if Jupiter gets that setup, why can't Glowing Dawn feasibly get a setup that they just win the game? Right. So it's like Jupiter's but even like, so more like, it's even more to my point where it's like, okay, Jupiter has an out to Glowing Dawn, but like Glowing Dawn is still like, it's still like a winnable like a close to even matchup for Glowing Dawn. And so like when you're looking at like a matchup spread of like kind of like in fighting games, and you see this in one being adopted in One Piece and some other and I think even Gundam now, the spread, your win rate across all relevant matchups, and the average of that can make like a different deck the best deck, right? Have to be patient playing against Jupiter. A knowledgeable player wins a high percentage of those games. Look at him loading up Susan. Yeah, the junk it's nasty. I'm not saying Susan's not a busted card. To me, custom like is a new level of like when something's a custom card, it kind of feel like it like implies it should be banned or something. Maybe, I don't know. Custom cards just seem so exaggerated, like such an exaggeration. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like, yeah, like the to me, Apocleamon is a custom card. Yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at with it. Because like realistically, Susan's like, okay, I'm gonna wipe your board. I had to do all this setup to wipe your board, heal one, and trash one, and then in this deck specifically, do one check. So you do 2 checks, wipe the board, but it's like in Digimon you still have the breeding area. On deletions are very funny against Susan. And then like after the fact, your opponent still gets to play the game, like as long as they like have a raising area or something, right? So it's like, eh. Have you seen the average? Yeah, I know what you mean. Have you seen the average custom card people create mock-ups for? They suck royally. Yeah, like, yeah. But I still understand what people like. It's funny because like the literal, essentially, because this is true, chat. Like when you see custom cards people make, they usually suck. Like they're bad cards. It's very like custom card, like, but people use the term custom card as like this card's overpowered. So I that is very funny to me actually. The pace of the game is just stupid fast right now, and it doesn't seem like Bandai's making efforts to slow it down. I'm sorry, I feel like I've been against a lot of your points today, but I mean, you're sharing your opinion and I'm sharing mine. I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong. Let's not look at what beat EX12 because we haven't had a regional or a major event with the EX12 yet. But just looking at BT25, I feel like BT25 had some of the best back and forth going to like turn 8 or 9 games I've seen in a long time for Digimon. Like, I think some of the best games of Digimon have been played in BT25. However, there are decks that turn to OTK, and that is bad. Absolutely. Angels is a problem. Angels is a stain the Angels, specifically Angels' ability to turn to OTKU is a stain on the format and should not have existed. Angels by itself was fine, but the fact that it could possibly turn to OTK is very problematic and should not have been real. And I think Glowing Dawn is also capable of a turn to OTK. That is also problematic. Neither of those should have been possible. And also Digimon has this problem where if one player bricks, you get steamrolled. It's over. But I will still stand on business and say like some of the best back and forth gameplay of Digimon has happened in BT25 on stream for major tournaments for major prizing. Beelstar can also turn to OTK. It's more of a high roll, but like the point is like overall like it just shouldn't be possible. And I will agree, when that happens, this game feels like dog shit. No, I appreciate the different opinions. No shade, broski. I'm glad because that's what we do here. We just spit at each other. just spit ideas at each other. I tried updating Gamamon for the EX12. This meta punishes 1 check per turn cards. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's okay. Hold on. I agree with you. That's actually just true. Like you do right now. Hitting security is scary as hell. Absolutely. So many tamers nowadays. Excuse me, I'm like hiccuping and burping at the same time. There are a lot of things you can hit in security that are just devastating nowadays. Like now more than ever, like hitting a tamer out of security is game changing. Mem boosts and Mujins of rivals, delay cards, like
There is so much you can hit as security that just ends the game. That I agree with. And Gamamon definitely suffers from that for sure. Because Gamamon is like, I'm gonna chip you, and then my board is so sticky that I'm going to do it again next turn. And I like 100% agree with that. I think most of the time custom cards bring back decks because they can become really high rolly, like it was thrown around for Aldemon, but if Red Hybrid doesn't see it, it's kind of cooked. That's an interesting way to look at it. That's kind of cool. That's like an interesting, like in that example, like I guess Susan is closer to a custom card than Alda, but like Susan's also the whole point of the deck when it comes to, not the whole point, but like that's what you're playing for most of the time when you're playing TB, at least. Like you're using Susan and then you're gonna build the whole board and go create, like, right? Like that is the whole point of that deck. At least to me. Maybe I'm off for that. Maybe I'm off base on that. Humans don't understand game development, so yes, ironic that people use it as a label for broken / needs a ban. No, I appreciate the difference of opinion. No shade, broski. You're on crack. I'll find out what I'm on crack about. It feels like outside of getting OTK'd, we have a lot of constant active turns currently with back and forths. Yeah, that has been my take for a minute now. It's like, if we could just fix bricking and like pull back on the turn 2 OTK somehow, I don't think Digimon will be the best game on the market, man. Niaour is a problem. It's subjective. I think everyone's like, ban both Patamon and Yaromon. I'm okay with seeing, I don't know. I'm okay with Yaromon. I think it's cool that Angels can creatively use a Yaromon for their advantage. It's funny to me that hold on. Let me get this thought together. Reese the Squirrel, love rotation. I want rotation in Digimon. That would be great, right? A lot of there's a big counter argument against people who would rather a ban list or are against rotation, because they feel like it's really cool when a old card becomes relevant in the modern format because there's a new deck that interacts with this card and blah, and they get joy out of that. So it's very funny to me that people are upset with Yaromon because Angels abuses it. And you can argue that Puppets abuses it and Jupiter abuses it, but they don't abuse the card, in my opinion. I think they just they just kind of use it for their advantage. I would say Angels uniquely uses this card to everybody, to cause everybody wanting to ban it, because both Puppets and Jupiter use the card, but they don't use it they still have to suffer the downside of the card, right? They are still sacrificing their security to achieve the card. The difference is in Jupiter, if you're at 1 or lower, you get to heal when you go to your 6. But like, those two decks are not on the same level of what Angels is using it. And to me, Niaour is not on the level of ban it because Angels is broken with it, to me. And I know a lot of people disagree. A lot of people just say ban both Patamon and Yaromon, and that's fine. I would argue ban Pata first. We'll see about Niaour after. But if it gets hit, whatever. Whatever. I think it's cool that I think this is an example of why, as much as I'm for rotation, I think Yaromon is an example of why a ban list instead of rotation is cool, because having old cards come up again is a cool idea. And Nyaramon is in favor of that idea. And I think it's funny that a lot of people just want it gone now. That being said, I like that Angels is using Nyaro in an interesting way. I still am against the turn 2 OTK. I think DNA is a different issue as well. I think that's an issue that's going to keep coming back unless they errata how DNA works in some way. That's just me. Back and forth in B225 was dependent on TS flavored mirrors. That's not true. I think Medusa played in 25 a lot. In 25 also had Shine Gray, and then like, yeah, a lot of decks were TS, but like that's okay. I think that's just inherently how, I don't know. I come from Magic, and it's like the idea of like, this is the devotion format. This is the flashback format. This is the, like, is very normal to me, you know? And it's like, this is the, like, you know, like, I don't know. So like, to me, it's like, oh, we're just in a TS and a plus a couple other deck format, which is like, that's fine. That's just how it works to me personally. Let me see. I'm trying to get the data. I'm trying to see a little bit of data from 25 before I make further statements. It was like, I don't think it's fair to call Beostar, the way it was played, a TS deck. Glowing Dawn is not a TS deck. Medusa is not a TS deck. Obviously, Millennia wasn't a TS deck. Red Hybrid saw some tops, and Galacti saw some tops. So you could argue it was like a TS plus Liberator format, and then like a couple of guest stars on top of that. But I will give you that it's like obviously Vulcan, Olympus 12, Central City was good, Jupiter was good, Angels is also a TS deck, Marsmon is a TS deck. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different decks are TS decks. I just maybe my issue is I wouldn't count Beelstar as a TS deck because it really doesn't operate under TS, really. Like, it definitely operates under the Three Musketeers tag above all else. But like, I guess you can argue it came out in a Time Stranger set in a block, so it is a TS deck. I'm not a I am so for rotation though. I just saw Ludion say certified rotation hater. Nope, not me. Bricking is a game mechanic? Nah, that's crazy. It's kind of, I've missed so many comments. God. It's kind of funny to think that the Sakuya starter deck archetype turned to be a blueprint for Volcanic. Yeah, that's true. It's annoying because I think chipping security is way more healthy with the way. I think a lot of decks are chipping at security though, but like they're just seeing more punishment for it. Like, I would say TB chips at security, right? Brother Bear chips at security. They do it like, instead of doing like 3 or 4 at a time, I think the highest decks I've been doing is like 2. Like Brother Bear does like 2. Jupiter does like 2, and then like maybe like there's obviously like a OTK route that Jupiter can do, but Jupiter also does like 2 or 3 in most in like normal gameplay. Vulcan does 3 kind of like at maximum, assuming no board. Susan isn't bannable. Like, yeah, it's a main purpose of the deck. Yeah, I would agree if everything else in the deck didn't say find your custom card, play your custom card for free. Susan just needs an errata to say Digimon or option card. What? Doesn't it already just do that already? I guess like Are we afraid of putting Tamers under Susan? Not sure. I 100% quit the game if rotation came to the game, sell my whole collection. I mean, that's fine, man. I mean, I love rotation. I think rotation's great, and I'm gonna stand on that opinion, and that's okay. Rotation in a game like Digimon, I just don't like. I love creativity and being able to use the cards from like the 19. But that's my point though with the Niaramons. Like if you're pro rotation or if you're pro ban list or let, because even with a rotation, a ban list is good, right? But so if you're anti rotation, then this Niaramon becoming relevant is what you guys want. Like this is that is the spirit of not having a rotation in play. Like if the idea is we want Niara, we don't want rotation, but if a card ever dares to be good from the ancient times, immediately ban it, then like what? You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like it's not even like TS Angels is like topping every major. It's topping every major event, but it's not like this nuisance. It's like 1 or 2 copies are topping, right? At most 3 copies of Jupiter topped, or not Jupiter, Angels topped, and almost no like everyone complains about Jupiter and Niaro, but almost every like overwhelmingly the topping Jupiter list runs Suno. So it's not even a factor there. So like Niarumon, like to me, like that's the crazy part to me, is that I'm defending like the golden right now, what is the current golden child of why rotation is bad, because something like Niarumon coming into relevance because of a new deck is cool. I'm pro rotation. That's all I'll say. For example, demonic disaster. Sure. I mean, to be fair though, there's a lot of cards in this game that would still be like, I don't think, okay, hold on. For example, demonic rotation and OG Growloop. I think demonic disaster would be a card that would have gotten, maybe not. My argument was gonna be some cards would get reprinted in a world of rotation. In a world of rotation, some cards still get reprinted. And I think this is what, round 3. In a world of rotation, some cards still get reprinted, and there's just some cards that would just get reprinted. Like Calling from Darkness would get reprinted 100%. I think it's an interesting one-of staple. Demonic Disasters borderline, but I could see it get reprinted. A good example is what we just saw with Glowing Dawn. The green option that rests everything and then gains a memory for every guy. I already forgot its name. That's kind of cool, right? Again, still against rotation, but I'm just like, I'm giving you guys ammo to fight me, right? Like, we just saw TB get clapped by a BT6 card. That's what I live for. Exactly. BT8 Gatomon on BT8 Black Gato on Fenrir. BT8 Black Gato. Oh, yeah. But I mean, people wanted that guy banned. That was the Rush one. How could I forget? That's crazy. The issue with rotation in Digimon is that there's so many deck types, specifically enemy decks, would be unplayable, ignoring Hero, Gamma, and other 2 other Ghost Game characters that receive support in RBO1. My thing, like my defense for rotation will always be that like Bandai has to commit to the bit when it comes to rotation. So if they're going to print, for example, a wave of Gammamon support, they also have to either legalize or reprint a ton of the older stuff to bring it back into the fold. So for me, when I talk about rotation, like I talk about it in the sense that like it's a full commit. Like they need to, like 8001 reprints all would allow all those cards to now be legal, right? If we get another, if we like give us more 8001, right? Allow 8001 decks and sets and products to be a lighthouse or a focal point of what decks are getting supported for the next year, and this is going to be the foundation for them, right? Like I think that would, like, you know what I mean? Like when I talk about rotation, it's like it's more than just like just F it, block 1, block 2, gone. Like there's so much nuance to it than just, you know what I mean? Like just throw the cards out. But that's fine. Beelstar is like 40% sure, but like are the card, like, to me, like I understand that 40% of the cards are TS cards, but like aren't, like, come on, we're being a little disingenuous, right? Because it's like they very specifically operate with the Three Musketeers in text side of it more than they operate with the TS part, right? Like that's just fair, right? Like you wouldn't, like if they were TS decks, you wouldn't be using all the Three Musketeers. Like you wouldn't be allowed to use Satella. You wouldn't be able to use Scope. You wouldn't be using any of the options, right? Right. So to me, I think it's fair to, like, it came out in a TS block, but is very much more a Three Musketeers deck and designed to be a Three Musketeers deck than it is a TS deck. Puppets was there in 25, I guess early 25 maybe. Medusa was incredibly uninteractive, not gonna lie. Floodgate, hand rip. Yeah, sure. I mean, Medusa wasn't the most fun to play against. I give you guys that. Muskets is Beelstar, but it gets federal funding from TS. Yeah, like, that's a good way to look at it, funny enough. I feel like they didn't give Glowing Dawn Sec +1 in Alliance. It would still be a good deck, but wouldn't feel so oppressive since it wouldn't be LT King. Yeah, I agree. Yes, I know, Ben. I know that it has, like, I agree with you. The cards say TS, but I just don't agree with the idea that they fundamentally operate together as a TS deck. They fundamentally operate as a Three Musketeers deck. Besides OTK, I think Glowing Dawn is pretty well designed. My fear for the Glowing Dawn is interesting. I do like how it operates. I just feel like if it wasn't overtuned in terms of how much damage it could put out, that it would be like the mechanic, and it kind of happened with training. The mechanic of tucking things upside down underneath your tamers is kind of flawed in the sense it's kind of like you're milling yourself out, and that feels that F's with your ratios, man. That like you can, there is a world where you tuck all your level 6s underneath tamers and you just don't have 6s for the rest of the game. Obviously, like statistical anomaly or whatever, but like you get my point. But Vulcan does 3 after bouncing a Mon at end of turn. I did say 3. I did say Vulcan does 3. Eggs is an issue. I think that he means no Digi-Egg. Susan can gobble up options and eggs. Oh, you think? Oh, I think he means no. Oh, for Susan. Sorry. But he said Digimon and options, and so in theory that would cause you to not take Digi-Eggs, but Digi-Eggs, you would still be able to scoop them up, right? Like, just you'd have to say non-Digi-Egg specifically. Digitama, I guess. Come watch me get TUB'd table 3. Oh, I guess I should have done that. My bad. I agree DNA should cost at least 1 memory. I don't know if they should do that. My take on, I've said this a bunch of times right now, but I'll say it again. My take on the way to balance, there are two key things that I would want to do to balance DNA, and is that A, the inheritables should not reset. I think that is the key thing that is causing DNA to be like overly oppressive again and again and again. And at least in the past like 2 or 3 incidences, the inheritables resetting are what are causing DNA to be overtuned and a problem. The second thing, if that's not enough, the second thing is that I feel, and I don't even think that's a crazy take. Like, I think it would be very easy to be like, because the idea is like, oh, it's a new card, so like by the rules, the inheritables are new cards onto the board as well. It's like, not like we're not children. We have object permanence. We know exactly which cards were on the board. We know exactly which cards went underneath. We can track the inheritable. It is a very trackable card. The inheritable does not have to reset. So that's if that's not enough, the other change I would do is that make it so at least for the DNA to have rush, air quotes, rush, because it doesn't have rush, but we know what we're talking about. We're talking about DNAs. Since for the DNA to be allowed to attack and have rush, air quotes, one of the pre-existing bodies should have been allowed to attack. So if you hard played one that turn, but you raised the other one and the DNA body should be able to attack. That one's extreme because I know it kills some decks and does some weird things to a lot of the design of how DNA operates. So I probably not do that, but that would be like, I think doing the first thing's enough personally. Risu just wants blasted disaster gone. That's true. That's what I saw it one time. One time was enough. That's some real Frost Mage level thinking, Risu. Yeah, probably. The only concern with rotation for Digimon is that Bandai would have to solve the poster child protag deck factor without them getting +2 sets every. That's true. It's not perfect. I don't think rotate. Like I'm not like. Listen, they will, if they never do rotation, I will be a happy guy. I'm fine. And honestly, they kind of do rotation anyway. Like realistically. I mean, in a sense, we already kind of rotate. Yeah, that's what Micro just like reading ahead. Somehow I predict the comments as they come, and then Ludion telling me that it was the Rush God. With rotation, they could essentially retrain old cards instead of just reprinting them, just like instead of searching a name now, instead of search the text, so on. So again, not a see, I defend non-rotation homies. Ludion defends me, and I appreciate it. Risu, Bandai doesn't want AD sets to be an annual schedule, even though I do agree that's the doorway to rotation to actually work. They don't want more. 8001 was a banger, dude. Oh man, 8001 was such a good set. And like they've been doing it pretty consistently with One Piece. One Piece has had their second reprint set. And One Piece is how old? 2-3 years? So they're doing reprints. One Piece is getting a reprint set pretty much yearly now after their first year. Because One Piece is 3 going on their 4 years. So 4 years they've had 2 reprint sets. I wouldn't be like, I don't know. I think 8001 was a banger set. My only TS deck I have built is Titans, and even though every card has TS, I very much would put it under TS as it plays its own. Wouldn't put it under TS as it plays its own way. Yeah. Because like you're very clearly like tight, like yeah, right. Like you feel me at the end of the day. I guess is what you're saying. We very much call it Titans and not TS, right? For the most part. Glowing Dawn starting to diversify, starting with BT26 into the 4 separate characters will both water down the deck and strengthen it. That's true. Risu has the chat set to top chat mode instead of chronological. Really? Oh, DNA should not be new Mon. that also gets to attack. Make DNA work like app fusion. It doesn't make new Digimon. And do so no reset of inheritables. I don't like only half the body requiring DNA for. That's fine. Let me change the live message feature because that's, I guess, yeah. But oh, sorry, we didn't talk about any. We're not talking about any games today. It's another TB mirror, bro. What is our glowing dawn guy doing? Come on, wipe them, get them out of here. Jesus. He's probably on. They're probably on defeated table too, and it's fine. I don't know. I think maybe this. I'm gonna take an ego trip on this one, and I think I'm pretty on point about DNA. If you stop the inheritables from resetting, it's fine. I think there are zero problems after that. I don't think we'd have to get to the point where like I'm talking about the one body rush thing. That to me, that's still like the extreme solution. The not resetting inheritables, I think, solves most of people's problems with DNA. Because fundamentally, I'm okay with like DNA gets to attack. It's just the inheritables going again and again and again and again. That's just ridiculous. Like I think they should do they should do something like, if the Digimon never made it to trash, then it's inheritable. It has still been used. The only way, like if an inheritable, if a card, because the way Digimon tracks things, it's by the card itself. And once the card like leaves play at all or is like replayed, it's a new card, right? I think that's how the rulings worded. Ludion might be able to help me. But I feel like as long as it stayed, it's like still, it's never like officially left the battle area. It should not be treated as a new card or inheritable, even if even with decode, because if like it gets decoded, it's still treated as a new Digimon in a new card, or something like that. I think I might be butchering this, but my idea is like, I feel like inheritables, if they haven't left the battle area, should not be resetting and should still be considered used. If they go into your hand, if they go into the trash, then finding a way to bring back that card should essentially reset its inheritable. But if it was on the board and all it did was like just get pooped out or get sucked up, it should still be the same inheritable. And then it's used or not used status should stay the same. So Imperial would stop gaining billions of memory on the same turn. Yara and Pada would not be as relevant, etc. Who cares about DNA? And never inverted when EX12 has set the standard for DNA assembly decode being normalized. Mechanically, DNA is weird because at the end of the day, DNA is one Digimon digivolving that gains a second stack as an inheritable. I mean, that's why app fusion's weird too. Like, I'm okay with different types of evolution. Like, I kind of wish spirit evolution was a keyword. That'd be like I'm kind of jealous. You know what I mean? Like, we get burst evolution is a keyword. We technically matrix evolution isn't a keyword, but like they get to do it. I don't know. This is just, I just wish I wish we just had more evolution keywords. That's crazy. Thank you, Ludion, for confirming. Because I think like, I don't know, the DNA thing, like it would only affect Angels and then like Huddy, which are the two reasons recently that DNA were busted, right? No one's really like, people were complaining about, I guess people were complaining about Virus Imperial, but it wasn't because of like the DNA part of it, right? It was just like the crazy, just like on play combos you were doing. And I don't think that kills it, right? That, and then anything like Agumon, Omnimon DNA doesn't get stopped by it, so they're chilling. I guess like Alter S shenanigans could happen still. Or like maybe some of the inheritables still like get screwed over by Alter S shenanigans, but I don't think they care. It's so dumb that Bandai hates loops, yet they never stop printing more DNA digis. Yeah. Have we? I guess we have had Is Angels a loop? I mean, I guess we have the Wergaru loop now, so never mind. You're just right. No, you're good. You got it. You got it, boss. They're still, they hate loops, but man, do they keep printing them. No, and this is one of the, I think this is number one. My number one reason for, and I've said this before, my number one reason for rotation will always be from the game designer standpoint of like, imagine you're a game designer and I told you, all right, design a level for Gamamon. Oh, by the way, you have to account for all 5,000 cards in this game. Go. Rotation, you can at least from a game, like I strongly feel like if there was a rotation, then the game designers can more tightly tune everything and more tightly like encapsulate everything. But that's, again, like we're back on the rotation thing, and it really, it's not an, this isn't an, it doesn't matter. Just look at how much Digizorb affected green as a color with their bloated Evo costs. Yeah. Yep. And you don't even get Digisorption cards anymore, really. I trust on Gamamon deck power. Gamamon's so close. I know Card Game, was it Card Game Tamer or Cardboard Tamer? Cardboard Tamer has been testing Gamamon, and it's just not good enough. But there is still a part of me that's like, man, it's gotta be close. It's gotta be like, there's gotta be just one thing that's just gonna take it over the top. I know the promo is out now, and maybe that changes things, but for me, the promo, was it the promo level 6? It's a purple guy. I forget if it's a 5 or a 6. I mean, yeah, I mean, Yellow was punished for a long time too, right? Because of how dominant it was going into from like BT3 to 4 to 5 to 7. Not dominant. I guess it wasn't dominant by the time 7 came out, but it was mean. It was annoying. No one liked it. That's why Jet Sylphie's hit, right? Into going into like, and then Red, right? Red with Jesmon, right? Like they were punished for a long time because of it feels that way. I don't know if it's true, right? I want to say like a game designer is not literally punishing a whole color because of this, like, you know what I mean? But that's like sounds weird. Ever like, sometimes I feel like you should always do this thought experiment of like, a human designed the card, you know what I mean? Or a human made the ban list and a human had to do something. Like sometimes we talk about these things in like very like weird ways. Like I just said, it's like, oh, green was punished for a long time because of how strong Digizorb was. But like there's also like, if you like kind of reword that and like think about it as like a human being punished a whole color because of you know what I mean? Like that doesn't feel right.
Like, I don't know. Something about it. Our Arcturus is crazy. I just won a local yesterday 2-0 TB 2 versus 2 TB 1 SW and 1 melee. Nice. Wait, 2-0, but you played 4 people? You mean 4-0? Or 2-0, but then you played against other stuff anyway. Yeah, promo level 6 for Gamma. I think the card has the issue where its entire game plan is being outed/deleted by your opponent, and if it's not, you're stuck with a 1-check 6 that loses all other removal. That's fair. Risu, I'm running 4 of the new promo level 6. It cannot attack more than once per turn, and my meta has so many EX12. Oh, so you're just stunned. Bottom deck and source strip hurts Gamma. Yeah, it's as someone who historically played a lot of blue decks, not because I love blue's mechanics, but just the Digimon I like end up being blue. I've always hated how blue just uniquely just counters a lot of decks, a lot of mechanics in this game. I've never found that cool. I've never found that fun for the game. I do think it's kind of funny. I'm sitting here defending BT25 as one of the best back and forth metas we've had in a long time. And there's like no blue deck. Coincidence? I think not. And again, this is coming from somebody that I have a pretty much max rarity Melga deck in my back pocket somewhere. Max rarity, anything, everything Koji and Lobomon. Stuff like that. Ludwigmon called it. It plays like an older style of play in a modern setting. For the longest time, green was stated around HPD. Yeah. I still have Tommy PTSD to this day. That's fair, man. Speaking of NTG, 3 back-to-back Time Stranger sets followed by 2.4, 2 BT, and an EX of Royal Knights. I left Magic because they moved away from block design, which makes it cute Digimon. It makes it cute Digimon's doing. I was talking about that. Funny, you man. I was talking about this the other day too. I miss block form. I miss block design. I missed block design a lot from Magic. Like it surprises me how much my mindset still is locked in on block design. If you guys don't know what block design is from Magic the Gathering is a card game that is designed based on the idea that you are traveling to a new plane of existence, and we're going to call them planets from now on, because I don't want to say planes, because I'm going to say planets. All right, you go to a new planet every set. Every set you're going to a new planet. Innistrad is a famous Magic the Gathering set. That is a plane. That is a planet. Ravnica, another famous Magic the Gathering set, that is a planet. That is its own separate world, technically its own separate universe, but whatever. They're different planets. And what Magic the Gathering would do is that we would have Innistrad block, which what does that mean? Innistrad block starts with Innistrad the set, and then it would go into I can't remember the middle set. Damn it. But it was a story arc, and so you would have Innistrad, you would have was it Crimson Moon? No, it wasn't Crimson Moon, but it was a middle. Then you had another set that was still part of Innistrad, so it was like kind of like Pokemon right now. You have the middle set, which was still advanced. Let's do Ravnica. Return to Ravnica was a return to the planet of Ravnica, right? That's the first set. And then the second set was Ravnica, but it was called Gatecrash, and just continued the story, and it was still in the world. So it essentially supported all the first stuff, technically. And then we ended it with Dragon's Maze, which is the end of the story arc, whatever. Obviously, Digimon doesn't have arcs and stories like that, but that is a block. It was a block of 3 sets along with the core set that goes before and after the set. So in between every block, you would have these core sets, which think like 8001. And then that would be a block of Magic the Gathering. Right now, like I kind of mentioned it earlier, right now we're kind of in a TS archetype slop block of Digimon. And why earlier I was kind of alluding to the idea that, like, not alluding, I straight up said it, but like we will probably see a return of tribal, and we're gonna be in like a tribal block. Like I definitely think we're gonna see, like, you know, with the, I expect the X antibody set to bring back a Melga X line, a Greymon X line. The fact that we only have one Greymon X in this game is a crime. You know what I mean? Like I expect those two to be like lines in the set, and we'll see what happens. But like that's how I feel, and I think we're gonna see a return of tribal. Maybe we'll see a return. Like I don't know. That's me. Innistrad, oh, it was Dark Ascension. I couldn't remember. I knew I was gonna say Avon Restored because I played that. That was when Cavern of Souls came out. That was such a Avacyn Restored was so good. I just could not remember Dark Ascension. Damn. I'm still waiting for the next return of Innistrad to get the last Werewolf pack leader. I loved that block, Midnight Hunt and Crimson. Yeah, that block was good too. God, that block was so freaking good. Our blocks are kind of based on prior Digimon media. Yeah, kinda. I agree. The thing is, like, they're never back to back. This is the first time we've really gotten like back to back, like, support in a sense. Like, right? Like, think about it this way. Like, BT7 was the first season 4 set, right? And they covered it kind of like for the like we still got Kaiser Greymon and we still got Susano, we still got Magna Garurumon and Kaiser Greymon, or Emperor Greymon. But for the most part, you could argue that BT7 was like the first half of season 4, and then when we got into BT18, that's when we got the last half of season 4. I think that's fair to say in terms of how the timeline went for these sets. But like, what did I just say? From BT7 to 18 was the gap between getting the first half and the second half of this block, right? I feel like maybe Digimon would do better. Like it, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I like blocks. Our blocks are kind of indeed usually change. They usually change it up early on, and now they seem to be making more back-to-back sets recently, and I like it. I think Digimon's in a better spot because of it. Risu, I have some bad news for you. If you have not read the distributor description of BT27 Ignition, Royal Knights Digimon feature extra boots are seen have further enhanced by the power obtaining the power of the X antibody. They could still fit in. Like, let's cut the Greymon homies a bone. Like, they could still fit in a Greymon X line, right? I mean, how many times have they fit in a... Oh my god. Like, can we rant about how Shambhala only like 30 or 40% of the cards in Shambhala are Shambhala cards? The rest are stupid fields, right? So I'm willing to wager. And how many times do we get a stupid Liberator line in a set that has nothing to do with the set? How many times do we get a freaking worthless Appmon line in a set that has nothing to do with Appmon? I'm willing to bet, which, by the Omnimon's a Royal Knight, that they might be able to fit in a Wargrey X line, at least. But rest in peace. Bandai's trying to make all 13 Royal Knights individual decks like they tried with Olympus 12. Well, they weren't all the Olympus 12 weren't individual decks. That seems like a big ask, making 13 different decks. Like, how many decks were the Olympus 12? So Jupiter's 1, Juno's 1, Vulcan's 1, Bears is 1, and then Neptune, Venus, Minerva, Mercury, Maruki, Ceres, Bacchus, and Sun and Moon. So they didn't go full 12, right? "13 different decks support from several sets, block set design." Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, fair enough. Either way, I'm for it. It's awesome. BT17 distributor also states it supports 4 starter deck archetypes from 2026. So that's what? Data Squad, Glowing Dawn. What are the other starter decks? Sakuya? Sakuya was this year, right? Or was that last year? What are the other 2 starter decks? What starter deck? Are those are we getting the Elysian? Is that the Elysian ones? Not Adventure. Adventure was too long ago. Oh, it's Elysian. Okay. Bro, we're gonna get Elysian cards IRL before the app comes out. This is so funny. Some knights can come in pairs too. Jess, Ganku, Lord Knight Dynus. Okay. All right. You guys are cooking with that. Yukinamon and Rubis Dramon. I'm so mad that the Gemmon is not a squirrel. So mad. Who else could you pair up? You can, is it realistic to say you could pair up Magna X and All Force? And then after that, they're pretty separate. Exia's by himself. Doesn't really pair with anybody. Crania pairs with... I feel like Crania would pair with somebody. Maybe not. Lore-wise, All Force and Magna are in a duo. But like... in card design, I mean, like, they're both Vmon was the idea that, like, you could, like... I always have a hard time remembering all the Royal Knights. Like, I always forget about Kentaurus. Always forget about Kentaurus. Gallet doesn't pair with anybody. Leopard doesn't pair with anybody, really. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just pointless. We'll see what they do when the time comes. I'm not too worried about it. I still feel like they could fit in a Wargrey X or something. Just have it evo into... just give it a line to evo into Omni X and then call it a day. We know that we're getting a new Rina Shinomiya card, Tamer card, so doubt All Force and Magna will overlap. Sure. It's all speculation. But yeah, I guess we are going into... this will be interesting because now we're going into like a Royal Knights cross X antibody block. I don't know. That's exciting to me. Block design is definitely going to be very like, I don't know. I like it. And now that I'm thinking about it, man, Digimon's got Digimon's got a bright future if that's seemingly how they're designing from now on. I'm here for it. Hopefully we get a hybrid block. That's the dream, man. That's the dream. It's to follow the Time Stranger DLC, giving us Royal Knights X. That's fair. I don't think these are going to be Time Stranger cards though. Like TS literally Time Stranger cards or TS cards. Oh man, I'm tired today. They won't be TS straight because we're getting young child Drasil secret tamer in one of the sets. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what the what is this? It's like goth girl Yggdrasil does, King Drasil. What that card does. I still want to see what they do with Kunlun. Like Kunlun will decide whether what, like, I don't know, man. Because Homeros is such a crazy card for TS or specifically Olympus 12. It's like, what are they gonna do with Kunlun, dude? I can't imagine. I need to get like something. I'm like hungry. I should like eat something. Susan, do the thing. God, the alt arts go so hard for Susan. I'm so happy I have two of them. I kind of wish I went in and got the full playset. I'm a little mad at myself for not getting the playset back when they were like 42 bucks. The problem though is like I don't think Susan's a card that's gonna hold value because it's so specifically like a Shambhala card, and Shambhala will rotate out eventually. So like I expect Susan to come back down eventually, and then I can finish my playset. But anyway, we Susan, we swing, we get two Shalmon, so not a lot really for our. Is that the best inheritables we have? feel like if Susan's not pumping out 3 bodies every time, like oof, you know? Does Monfusion have the 5? We do. We have Karakuru. Then we're gonna swing. This is what I'm talking about with Analog Youth. Like, Analog Youth is busted here, right? Like, absolutely disgusting here. Because we're gonna swing. We're gonna keep turn. We're gonna do everything we've ever wanted. And then we still get to get a Digibubble in the back. But man, the trash is not looking good for our homies here. Also, why did... No, never mind. Samwujin's arrival, because a level 5 is leaving. We're going to play Kaguya, Analog Youths, keep turn. And then Sears plays to delete, delete Shell. And Kaguya to play. Kaguya to now play Shell. Shell will do its thing, which is basically nothing here. Gonna digivolve the puppy dog, little squirrel guy in the back. Then we're gonna pass the turn with another arrival. Pretty smart. Pretty good. This is gonna stop our opponent from just like free. Shouldn't the one of them? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say one of the analogs I thought was gonna be stunned and confirmed by leaving it rested. Promote the Gossamon. I love the Gossamon art is so good. I never thought I'd like a squid, but I like Gossamon. Or is he an octopus? There is a difference. Did learn that. So now we got to figure out what we're going to do at 2 memory. Would have loved to see if we could have choked at 1, man. The deck just has such a hard time operating at 1 memory, I feel. Isn't it like a squid with a samurai sword? But like, he's a small squid, so it looks like a knife. Oh, gonna go for the Susan while we're protected. This is sus though. What do we play off of the arrival? That's a big question. Or is this just a bluff from Infusion? I guess we'll have to see. Oh, you just play Kaguya. What am I saying? First Kaguya will bottom deck the Gasa, but the next Kaguya will just get rid of it. Get rid of the Susan. It's a knife. What are we playing off the... Oh, we did play the Kaguya. Pretty sure. Wait, did we not play Kaguya? What did we use Arrival on? Oh, no, we're resolving Decode? Okay. Then we use our own Arrival. But this is too much memory. We can't do the same thing back.
Like if you're on Fusion, you swing puppy dog. What? What? Oh, because we're at 5 memory, so analog just like keeps our turn. Or we just know we're so ahead on tempo? Why just immediately Susan? I must be missing something. Oh, the analog youth on the other side doesn't trigger because there's no inheritable. I was like, doesn't the analog youth like screw you over? But that's not true. So we're just gonna double Susan, basically, I think. Did he put double Amaterasu under Susan? Whom, on Fusion? Maybe. I don't know, it doesn't matter. I don't think he did though, but you're right, you can't do that. But the trash is so big, if we don't have 8 different names, that would just be a lie. Just beat Team E 2-0 with Jupiter. I retract all my custom card statements. That's crazy. Bro had all. I mean, that's the deck, right? You're sitting there collecting Susans and also picking them up with Amaterasu and stuff. Yeah, and I think they're done here at this table. Should be close to the end of the round. Looks like Blake Banter's also done. Table 2. I don't know who won. I guess I'll double check the Limitless. Let's see where we at. Standings, records. Oh, this is wrong. We have, oh, Blake Banter won, and then one. Oh, did they tie? Oh, it's the tournament. I didn't know they tied. Oh, so Blake Banter wins with Glowing Dawn? Oh, okay. Tournament's over. That's unfortunate. It's a fun mirror. That mirror is really cool. I do like the TB mirror is probably one of the most. I know how I sound when I say this because I hate when people say this about like any Yu-Gi-Oh format. Like the mirror is really fun, and it's like a tier 0 deck that has everybody crying the whole time. But the mirror is really fun, so it's okay. Like, no, that is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying TB is justified in what it's doing because the mirror is really fun. However, the mirror is really cool. That's it. I'm not speaking on behalf of the rest of the entire format with that statement. I'm just simply saying the mirror is cool and very rare. And I think in Digimon, that is actually something very rare for the mirror to be interesting. Oh, I'm Leo. I'm a 30 minutes behind. That's wild. YouTube being weird. Oh, that's funny. If a card moves from one zone to another, it's considered a new card. The field is all one area, the breeding, the battle, so you can move between those two zones. That option one if you just slams the Susan, yeah. Anyway. Just dropped you into a random part of the stream. That's funny. But yeah, I guess unless they reported wrong, I guess we're done. Or oh, you know what? I think Mun Fusion and K-pop won game 1, Mun Fusion game 2, and they just don't have time to go to game 3. Dang. Bummer. I guess that's turning over. Well, GG's everybody. Anyway. Another long yap. Another crazy yap today. I did not think, I went into this today, I didn't think we'd have that much to yap about. Genuinely, I thought it was like, we are actually going to talk about the game today. Gundam was a little different. Gundam was like, they had a new ban list and all that stuff, so I had a ton to talk about. Today, I thought I went into this like, you know what? Not that much to talk about, but life finds a way, I guess. But I need 10 more points. I mean, it's not my fault. Tell Mun Fusion to roll for it instead of just taking the draw. Just showed up and I'm sorry, Damien. You know how it is, Damien. It's a simple thing here. It's Digimon. It's every Monday, 7:30 Eastern. Curiosity's been streaming it. V Passion's been streaming it. Who else has been streaming it? I think, I forget who. What's his name? Purple guy. Loves Backstreet Boys. God, what's his name? I'm so stupid. Purple player extraordinaire. Wizardmon icon. What is his name? Oh my God. It's on the tip of my tongue. I swear to God. Tessero. Oh my God. Yeah, Tessero. Thank you. Tessero's been streaming his runs too, so there's plenty to see on Monday nights, even if I'm not streaming it. Not because I don't want to. I wish I could. I just can't. Life doesn't allow me to right now. So every Monday at 7:30, and then you guys get me every Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join the Discord. You see the QR code. Michael, this whole tournament wouldn't exist without Michael, so always give him props when you can. Watch his videos about like just the Eagle's Nest crew just put out a tier list video for EX12. Definitely check that out. Actually, I'm going to give you guys a link to that right now. Let me see if I can find it. Should be able to find it just fine. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. You guys, I consider the Eagle's Nest players, the Eagle's Nest winner circle, if you will, to be pretty good at the game. Pretty they're on beat for they might not always be right, but they're on the right track on some of their opinions and stuff. So definitely worth a listen to. Definitely obviously everyone in a lot of the Eagle's Nest winners circle have gotten their invites before. So if that's something you're chasing, day 2 major events before. So definitely worth checking them out. That's going to be a tier list for EX12 on Michael's channel. But you know how it is. And also Kupo, shout outs to Kupo / Renegade Luxuria, or are they the same person? I forget. If they're not the same person, both of those, Kupo Savior and Renegade Luxuria, I think they still are part of what I think it's Digi Queen? Is that her? Am I saying that? Oh, it doesn't matter. There's another tournament, weekly webcam tournament that runs every Friday. That's Digi Galaxy. It's very cool, very awesome.
And then the last one, I think Mario's Gaming World is coming at you guys every Wednesday with a free webcam tournament with some of the prizing that he's supplying. So that's really cool and awesome to see. So definitely check him out. On the Twitch side, I definitely recommend he try YouTube, but he seems like a boomer, like in some ways like me. So he's kind of just like stuck in Twitch land, which is fine. It makes sense. But that being said, there's plenty of Digimon TCG content out there. Again, Eagle's Nest Monday, Thursday, 7:30, 8 p.m. Join the Discord, link in the description below. Wednesday, that's Mario's Gaming World. Every Wednesday, he's doing a free webcam turn. My only thing is I don't know how consistent Mario wants to be. So far, it's been every week. So I don't think there's a reason to stop. Maybe I'm wrong. But for now, he's been doing it every week. Definitely check them. Oh, they're not free 90. Oh, they're $5 now, not free 99. Well, whatever. That's still cheaper than Eagle's Nest. So not in a bad way. Like, trust me, when it comes to ticket math and value math, Eagle's Nest does not stop trying to maximize the value players are getting for their $10 in this tournament. So I promise you that like every dollar spent is going towards making it a better tournament scene across the board, and that goes for Mario too. I just didn't want to say, oh, Eagle's Nest is more expensive without defending it a little bit. But then there's Digi Galaxy on Friday. So there's still plenty of Digimon stuff to do all week. I mean, the only thing left is Monday, which is cool. It's cool to say that. I guess there's weekend stuff, but I think webcam tournaments are bad on weekends. I don't think that's a smart tournament time. I think people just actually have things to do on weekend, unfortunately. But product pricing, not fake maple syrup dollars. That's cool. That's awesome. All right. So Mario, well, shout outs to Mario's Gaming World on Twitch to check them out. Obviously, I'm just more Digimon content, more webcam tournament, and then again Digi Galaxy with Kupo Savior, and I think Renegade Luxuria try to do what they can on Fridays. If you have questions about any of those tournaments, I'm sure somebody on the Discord will help you figure out those questions. Again, Eagle's Nest Discord, link in the description below. That should be the only Risu turn. I consider this is not my tournament, but this is the tournament I am a part of. You know what I'm saying? A Risu tournament's cool. Like I tried to do the cookie run for a little bit, and maybe that's something I have to explore for, depending on how I work with Eagle in the future. Maybe that's something we have to like really push for Naruto. We'll see in the future when it comes to Naruto. Definitely something I really want to do. But I'm so excited for Naruto. So we'll see. But a Risu tournament, I think the Eagle's Nest tournament is a Risu tournament for me. Like I got no reason to go anywhere else. And I don't know. I like it here. Anyway, it was a fun night, guys. Like, share, subscribe. For those that missed it, Glowing Dawn won. We didn't see the table because table 1 drew. And yeah, Glowing Dawn takes it, which makes sense. It's got a good TB matchup, and there was a lot of TB tonight. So see you guys. Good night.